A thread by Carlos Osuida. I want to illustrate how Donald Trump fights. Those of us who study him know this. Let your plans be dark and impenetrable as night, and when you move, fall like a thunderbolt. Sun Tzu. Trump himself has confirmed that he plays by Sun Tzu's rules from 2012. The supreme art of war is to subdue the enemy without fighting. Tweeted by Donald J. Trump from Sun Tzu. From 2012, Donald J. Trump tweets, "He who knows when he can fight and when he cannot will be victorious." Sun Tzu. From 2014, Donald J. Trump tweets, "If you know the enemy and know yourself, you need not fear the results of 100 battles." Sun Tzu. And closest to my upcoming illustration, from 2014, Donald J. Trump tweets, "Invincibility lies in the defense, the possibility of victory in the attack." Sun Tzu. In other words, if you have a great defense, you can't be defeated, but you can't win. The only way to win is in the attack. So, my illustration. One of my favorite actors is Buster Keaton. He had an almost incurable self-esteem problem. Despite his stunning brilliance on every level, he never thought he was any good. The public, being fickle, turned away from him, and Keaton was given the only copies of his movies. He put them in a safe in his garage and forgot about them. The actor, James Mason, found the safe and had it drilled open. When he found the movies, he called Keaton, who told Mason to throw them away. Instead, Mason had them all restored at his own expense. James Mason is the only reason we have any Buster Keaton movies left. His gags were all his own and all his stunts were real. He performed them himself. A young French fan carefully befriended him over several years. Because of his emotional fragility, Keaton was tough for most people to understand. Eventually, Keaton trusted the Frenchman. Not long before Keaton died, the Frenchman arranged for a Keaton Film Festival. It was held in Germany. The Frenchman persuaded Keaton to go, but Keaton refused to enter the theater. "Just come listen," the Frenchman said. He opened the lobby door, and Keaton could hear the audience roaring with laughter. "What are they laughing at?" Keaton asked. "Your work," the Frenchman said. Keaton was blown away. "I thought nobody cared," he said. So he had a career renaissance before he died. And that's good. He died knowing that he was appreciated. Fighting. Keaton's father was a street fighter. He won his fights with one blow. Nobody expected it. Keaton hired his father to play the train engineer in the movie Our Hospitality. They had the same face. This is how the father won all his fights the second they started. No American was familiar with this technique at the time. Keaton hired his father specifically to commemorate this skill. His father is on the right. All right, here's him winning a fight. Ready? Boom. Boom. Oh, getting ready to kick. And completion. All right. He kicked off the dude's hat. He had such control that he could kick an egg off the top of your head. Keaton's father didn't start fights, he ended them. Nobody knows how he learned to do this. It's likely that he picked it up from French Canadians who learned savate, French kickboxing. Savate was developed by French sailors in the 18th century. French law classified fists as deadly weapons, but it said nothing about kicks. The British hated savate. Here's a dirty British ditty about the French from the 18th century. The French, they are a funny race. They fight with their feet and they fuck with their face. Cultural differences. The British were into brawling. The French fought super violently in order to end the conflict as quickly as possible. Trump is no brawler. He's like Buster Keaton's father, one surprise blow, and the conflict is over.